y'all doing today?
Good, how are you?
It's fine. Another day in paradise here.
So, what do you think would happen today?
Let me just make a statement here, if I may. On Tuesday, in this courtroom right here, I filed a civil suit against the Kangaroo Committee on the Hill, 7 partisan Democrats, 2 Rhino Republicans. The essence of that civil suit was that the subpoenas issued by the committee are ultra-virus, unlawful, and unenforceable. And I made that case based on 4 legal arguments. The first is that this committee is neither duly authorized nor properly constituted, meaning that it doesn't follow the rules of either the House itself or the committee's own authorizing resolution. I would refer you to the civil suit, but it's H-Res 8 and H-Res 1037. I am not the only one who has filed to question the validity of that Kangaroo Committee. Nancy Pelosi herself calls that committee unprecedented, and she's absolutely right. The second point, and by the way, my book, Taking Back Trump's America, I need everybody in America to buy that book on Amazon today. That is for 2 reasons. One is that's going to be my legal defense fund, because these people are coming at me hard. Number 2, that book is about why we need to take the House of Representatives back from the kangaroos on Capitol Hill. The second case, part of the civil case, is simply that over a 5-year period, Congress has weaponized the investigatory powers of Congress in a way which is unconstitutional. The people of America need to understand Congress has the right to investigate, but only for non-punitive legislative purposes. What that Kangaroo Committee is doing right now is investigating for punitive purposes. They're essentially acting as judge, jury, and executioner. Their mission, their clear mission, is to prevent Donald John Trump from running for president in 2024 and being elected for president. And people like me are in their way, and they're not coming for me and Trump, they're coming for you. All 74 million of you who voted for Donald John Trump. Hang on, I'm not finished. You need to do your homework. Read that. That case went out, every one of you. I bet there isn't a single person in here who read that whole case. The third issue is that the Constitution is a prohibition against what's called bills of attainders. Okay? This is bills against undue punishment of citizens of this country. Today, the punishment which was inflicted on a man presumed innocent and innocent until proven guilty demonstrates the utter disregard for the Constitution and the law that the Department of Justice has. I sent them a letter on Wednesday offering a modus vivendi. I told them contact an individual who would discuss this matter. What did they do? They didn't call me. I spoke to the FBI agent who'd arrested me. I spoke to him Wednesday night. I said, Walter, whatever you need. You don't have to come banging on my door like you did last week getting me out of bed. I'm here to cooperate. Okay? What did they do? Right? I was on my way to Nashville today to do a TV appearance with Mike Huckabee's show. Right? And instead of coming to my door where I live, which, by the way, is right next to the FBI, instead of calling me and say, hey, we need you down at court, we've got a warrant for you, I would have gladly come. What did they do? They intercepted me getting on the plane. And then they put me in handcuffs. They bring me here. They put me in leg irons. They stick me in a cell. By the way, just historical note, I was in John Hinckley's cell. They seem to think that that was like an important historical note. Okay? That's punitive. What they did to me today violated the Constitution. In my lawsuit, I discussed going back to Nixon, GSA, and other cases, that what this government is supposed to do when they have an issue such as they've had, and this is not the first rodeo they've had plenty of people question the validity of their subpoenas. What they're supposed to do is take the least burdensome alternative. I told them, go negotiate with Donald John Trump and his attorneys, because I'm in an untenable constitutional position. There's no settled law on this. There's no settled law. And by the way, the law leans squarely towards my right to senior testimonial immunity and President Trump's right to executive privilege. What did they do? They didn't negotiate with the president, as I asked them. That would have been the least burdensome. They didn't file a civil suit like they did with Mears and Bolton back in the Bush administration when they didn't control the Justice Department. What did they do? They just came with the full force of the federal government and put the hammer down, trying to intimidate me.
Peter.
All right, now hang on.
Question, Peter.
One last thing.
One
last thing. I have represented myself pro se in this matter because part of the Democrats' strategy is to engage in what is called lawfare, which is to say to use the legal system for effectively coercion and illicit ends. I do not want to spend several $100,000 on lawyers. But the reason why I'm here, and this is not about me, folks, not about me here. This is about a constitutional principle that is important to effective presidential decision-making, and what the Justice Department is doing is wrong on all manner of counts. All right, let me stop here. Now, let me warn you here. I'm not going to answer any questions pertaining to the case, because with this indictment and arrest, I can't speak specifically about legal matters. So I'm warning you on that, okay?